All right, squad. How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for your patience. Let me give you a little story real fast. I was supposed to be live already, but I'll tell you guys what happened. The devil tried to get me, but didn't happen. I was at the studio and I had everything set up, and everything that could have went wrong before live went wrong. Audio wouldn't work. It's when I got it to work, I started to get fuzzies in the air. Everything was going wrong. Anyway, all printing methods are valid and they all have their own place. A lot of times people ask, what's the best printing method? What should I buy? What's the first machine I should get that will pretty much do everything that I need to do so I don't have to spend money twice? And that's a valid question. Very important question, because who wants to spend money twice, right? Makes sense. You guys should be asking that questions. Should be asking that question. Sorry. What's going on, Baby Giant LLC, Baby Giant Services LLC? How are you doing? As you guys enter, hit the thumbs up button. So, what made me come to this, have this epiphany, is that I got a job the other day, and it was for some DTFs and Gifted Hands by Giavia. Shout out to you. She wanted me to do some DTFs, upload the DTFs image to the website, alanawade.com, get your DTFs. And I hope this noise in the background isn't too annoying, guys. So let me know in the chat if it's too annoying. I apologize in advance. So I downloaded her image and went to make the DTFs. Printed out the DTFs, and this is something I knew already. Printed out the DTFs, and I didn't like how they were printing out. The reason why I didn't like how they printed out is because DTF printers do not handle images that gradually have that gradual fade out. They don't handle those images well at all. Unless you rasterize the image, but that's another step that you have to take. So, hey, Mom, I don't hear any noise. Okay, thank you, Mom. My mom is in the chat. So, let me put that on there. I can. I don't know how to do this. Anyway. Oh, yeah, look at that. I did it. What's the vibe? Oh, wow. I can just put anybody's comment on there. That's dope. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Cool. All right. Let me move that down. Don't like where that is on the screen. All right. Let's get rid of that. Anyhow. So how do I move this? How do I get rid of this? Give me a second, guys. Figure this out real fast. Why is it right over my face? Jesus, technology. All right, let me just. Back over here. No, I can't get rid of that. Are you serious? All right, laugh at me right now, because how do I get rid of this? Let me scale it down. That might help. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Scale it back up. Okay. That's better. Did it do anything? Did it switch it? No. All right. So I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to just position myself over here. All right. So being as though the DTF printer couldn't handle the image very well, because the fade out effect wasn't coming through in a DTF print. And I absolutely do not want to send anybody junk, right? So I refunded her back her money. And oh, there you go. Okay, we fixed it. Okay. So I refunded her back her money. And I went home that night. I had a conversation with her, first of all, and I sent her pictures of the DTFs because oftentimes when I get jobs, if I don't like, or if I'm kind of sketchy about how the DTF is coming out, I'll press it onto a shirt. I keep like trash shirts on the side just for this reason, so I can check them out, right? So I pressed it, didn't like the way it looked. All the fade out wasn't coming out. The way to get around that is if you rasterize the image, then you'll get the fade out, right? But DTFs do not, anybody in the chat that's handled DTFs and made DTFs can attest to this. DTF printers do not handle fading out very well at all. Like I said, you have to rasterize the image. So had a conversation with her, told her what happened, sent her pictures. She agreed, and she said, thank you for keeping it real, and not sending me the trash DTFs. So I refunded her back her money, went home, and had an idea. I'm like, I got different pieces of equipment. Like, I have a lot of stuff in my studio. Embroidery, white toner, sublimation, DTF, and DTG. So I'm like, well, why don't I just make the shirts for you in DTG? Because DTG handles the fade outs fine, right? So that right there made the connection. What's the vibes? You sound very clear. I appreciate it. That made the connection for me where I was like, you know what? I've been in instances where a customer requested something and I sat back, looked at what I was doing, and came to a conclusion where I was like, okay, well, this method would be more effective in getting this job done than that method, right? So when people ask me the question of what print method is the best, what machine should I buy, right? Which way should I go with my garment decorating business? Should I go sublimation? Should I get a DTG printer? Should I get a DTF printer? Should you just do vinyl? Like what should I do? And the answer is pick the best method that works for you. Like, first of all, take the time to understand the process and how to do each method and how the product is going to come out, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, what machine should you buy, right? The truth is, you should get one machine if that's the route that you want to take. Get the machine that you're comfortable dealing with now and add on to that machine for the exact same reasons that I said before. Like, I didn't like the way the transfers were coming out with the fade out effect. Her ultimate goal was to make shirts. So I called her and I said, well, I didn't call her. I DM'd her and I said, hey, Javaya, I have DTG machines. Are you intending on making shirts with these DTFs? I mean, obviously she was, but why don't I just make the shirt for you? Depending on what style shirt you want, I might have that in stock. So she said, that's a good idea. Why didn't you tell me this before? Why did you refund my money? So she was nice enough to go back on the website, purchase again, but the DTG, I lowered the price. Oh, by the way, I lowered my prices for DTF shirts. Right now on AlanAwade.com, you can buy I keep on saying DTF, a DTG shirt with your image on it for $15. All right? Second. So yeah, right now on AlanAwade.com, you can buy a DTG shirt with your image on it for $15. So she paid for the shirt, went to studio, pre-treated the shirt. Those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, you guys saw the shirt. All right. So That's very important. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram, because it's easier for me to post stuff on a day-to-day basis on Instagram than it is on YouTube. So oftentimes I post a lot of stuff as I'm doing it on Instagram. So check me out there. Yeah, those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, you guys saw that shirt. So let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever had a time where a customer wanted something and you had to sit back and think, well, this is the perfect job for vinyl, or this is the perfect job for sublimation, or this is the perfect job for DTF, or even white toner? Listen, there's like all printing methods respectfully have their own time and place where they would be better for a specific job. Try to give you an example. All right. You might be in a situation where somebody wants some sublimation mugs. Let's say your sublimation printer, for whatever reason, is out of sublimation ink, and that person wants their stuff fast. White toner can offer you, if you have white toner transfer paper, did you know that you could use white toner transfer paper, the hard surface transfer paper, to do boxes, to do cups and mugs? And those cups and mugs don't have to be sublimation mugs. They could be like regular mugs that you get from dollar store. Plates. If you have a box, you want to put some custom labeling on a box, white toner transfer. There's so many instances where I thought to myself, this method would be good for this, but be better for this job than that method. And there's only one printing method that can kind of pretty much do everything. In the chat, put down what printing method or what garment decorating method can cover everything in every situation. In the chat. In the chat. Kelly said, I have a sublimation printer, white toner, vinyl, and sub out DTF right now, right? T3 Custom says, it's crazy how this is the exact issue I'm having right now. I don't know what's best for rayon. You can do transfers. I've done white toner on rayon, and I've done transfers on rayon. So, and those of you guys in the chat that's dealt with rayon can put your thoughts down below. Nope. The answer is not sublimation, because sublimation is not the best for every method, because you can't sublimate. Say if a client bought you all cotton shirts, sublimation is not going to work. Fidel, I'm going to ask you. Fidel knows the answer to this question. If you have rayon, polyester, if you need transfers, if you, but actually, okay, I'm going to tell you guys in a second, but white toner's not it either. There you go. T3 Customs got it. T3 Creations got it. That's what was on my mind. Screen printing can kind of cover it all. I say kind of because when it's time to do mugs, plates, and stuff like that, Fidel, can screen printing do mugs and plates and all that? I don't think so. Sorry. I just got finished eating some Five Guys because I didn't want to cook. But there we go. Let me put that in. Where it is. Where is it? White toner. It wasn't white toner. Screen printing. There you go. So the problem with screen printing, though, is one, it's a lot. It's a lot to learn. Screen printing is not just screen printing. There's like so many different nuances that you have to learn. And in order to do it the traditional way, there's so many different pieces of equipment that you have to buy. And part of the reason why we like these printing methods, kind of like these small packaged bundle printing methods, because a sublimation printer is a sublimation printer, and you got your heat press, you're good to go. A white toner transfer printer is like a printer and a heat press, and you're good to go, right? DTF machine, shaker if you got the room, right? You can get a small one or a big one, and your heat press, and you're good to go, right? So screen printing is a lot involved. Dark room, emotion, screens, proper way to burn your screens, preparing your artwork, so many different things, right? So we're like, forget about that. I'm not doing that. There's too much. I don't have enough room for that. I'm trying to work out of my house. I'm not doing screen printing. And I've kind of showed you guys like kind of like a method that you can, like a shortcut that you can take to achieve screen printing and not have to buy all those pieces of various pieces of equipment, right? You guys remember that? The My Screen? You guys remember the My Screen? You guys remember the GoCo Pro? Right? I've been trying to show you guys this stuff to let you know that you can still accomplish certain things without having to buy all those different pieces of equipment and do it the traditional way. You don't necessarily need that. Let me move this down a little bit. It's too high. Okay. Done. Okay. So what are you guys' thoughts? You can't screen print on mugs. You can't screen print on mugs if you want it to last. Is that what you're saying? I'm saying I don't know that you can screen print on mugs. Like, it's curved, right? Is there a way you can do that? I know you can make transfers with screen print, with a screen print machine. So screen printing can cover transfers. So like, I'm not sure. I think there's a way to do it. You got to be really skilled. Fidel Elvira says, with screen printing, you can print on many other substrates, I think he said, other than t-shirts. You can print on paper, wood, metal, glass, flat, and cylindrical items. Fidel, I'm going to need you to show us how to do a few of those things. Because is there any content on screen printing on metal? Let me go on YouTube right here and see. Let's go on YouTube and see. All right, let me join in, guys. Screen printing on metal. Let's see what we find. Live screen printing on metal. Look at that. How to screen print on metal. So there is videos available that shows you how to screen print on metal. Actually, I only see one. And this video was done 2 years ago. Should we watch it? You guys want to? Actually, no, I can't play his video because that's not right. You guys can go check that out yourself. I can't play his video. It's not like a. Actually, can I? I'm not gonna do that. All right. Let's see what the rest of you guys are saying. That's why I said white toner. Yeah, white toner can accomplish those things like printing on plates and mugs, right, with the hard surface transfer paper. But in white toner, and screen printing, I didn't even get into the artwork. The artwork is a whole nother learning curve that you got to achieve. But white toner, to get the best results, you also have that learning curve of learning how to rasterize. Once you learn how to rasterize with white toner, you can achieve that fade out look, right? But if you have a DTG printer, you can just print straight onto the garment, or you can actually do a transfer with the DTG printer. But I'm just wondering, because honest to God, guys, since I've had my R1000, granted I haven't tried that hard, but I've never been able to get a successful transfer out of my DTG machine. I know it's because I haven't tried hard enough. I've tried a few times, but I've never really focused on it like that. Only because the whole method in creating one transfer on a DTG machine is just too tedious. Because say, for example, somebody wants 20 transfers. It's just too much to do on one DTG printer. So I didn't even bother with it. So I see the 3D printers back there. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, man. Making some stuff here. You can screen print on mugs, I say, in ATL. You definitely can print on mugs. I have done it in the past. Let's see what the YouTube guys gotta say. Screen printing on, I mean, you definitely can do it because you guys said you can do it. I've never seen it before, but shop cup printing machines, printing on mugs tutorials, how to screen print mugs. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. The more you know. But ultimately, what I'm saying is every method, if you want to, I'd say if you want a total complete shop that you'll be able to probably do almost anything, you need embroidery, you need sublimation, you need a DTF printer, a white toner printer, and maybe a DTG? I don't know. In the comments, what do you guys need to have a complete shop? What do you got? What do you think you need? I think you can play the video if you talk through it under fair use. However, I'm not a lawyer and I wouldn't risk it. That's what on again with Andre Glenn. Shout out to you. You are a YouTuber. Alyssa Hernandez says. Okay. T-Town t-shirts. What type of 3D printer do you have? See, I got my Ender 3 over here, and I got my Bamboo Carbon X1. 100% agree with all of those. Yeah, I think to be able to cover everything, definitely need a sublimation printer. Definitely. Oh, I didn't even put in vinyl cutter. Because if you want to make car decals, if you want to pretty much take every job, or almost every job, you need a DTF printer, sublimation printer. White toner is still in there. You need a white toner transfer printer, because it's been a few cases where I'm like, you know what? It's not that I couldn't do it the other methods, but it's just that once you have specific methods and somebody asks you for something, you can pick out the most efficient way to do that thing, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense, guys? If you have every method or most methods, when you get a job, you can pick the most efficient way that's gonna, at the same time, deliver quality results. If you have everything, all right? What are your thoughts, guys? Sublimation printer, because vinyl cutter. Okay, sublimation printer, because vinyl cutter. Embroidery. You definitely need an embroidery machine, because nothing is like embroidery. Nothing is like embroidery. So, but you can DTG with the embroidery look, but it's still not the same thing. What job do you have? Alyssa Hernandez, what do you mean what job? What do you mean by what job do I have? I am a YouTuber, yes. Yes, I'm a YouTuber. Clearly, I'm on YouTube. Oh, are you commenting on Facebook? Oh, no. Pedro, what's going on? Uncle, what's up? Oh, Dominique is in a building. Heavy. So let me read some more comments. And I also have a screen printing shop. I mean, not a screen printing shop, custom apparel decorating shop. I have 2 lasers, but not really like a big laser that you would consider a laser. Fidel says, when I printed a 4 by 10 feet map on an aluminum sheet, I used to print business cards, lighters, postcards, but digital printing has been taking over. You can print on balloons, basketballs, and baseballs. Wow. Right. But again, the only problem with screen printing is it just takes a lot to get in. It takes a lot. You got to buy a lot of different pieces of equipment, and you got to put together a lot of pieces of a puzzle to get that product, right? So that's the only problem. Most people don't have the space for it, right? Because a lot of you guys are working out of your house, and there's nothing wrong with having a supplemental income. It's a great thing, and having a large, 4-station, 4-press, or even 4 stations, yeah, it's just too much. And that's just one aspect of screen printing. So I don't know. That's why a lot of people don't have them. I don't know. That's just what I think. What's going on, Gavin? How are you? Shout out to Gavin. Gavin, plug the company and let people know what you do, please. Seps.io. Separations, screen printing. Seps.io. Plug your stuff, Gavin, please. Anybody that has a business, don't hesitate to plug your business in the chat, please. That's what we're here for. This is a community. This is not like a one-way thing. Please plug your business. If you're a YouTuber, put your YouTube channel, tell people what you do. If you have a business, screen printer, Fidel, put your website down there, your contact info if you want. This is all, Which job do you have? Like, what are you doing in your life and workout? This is a lot. Okay, you guys read this. Which job do you have? What? I work out. I like long walks in the park. It's like, no, yeah, no. I work out, but I'm a YouTuber and I'm a garment decorator. That's pretty much what I do. And I teach people how to supplement or replace their income garment decorating. You can watch my videos on this channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Alyssa Hernandez, I appreciate you for tuning in. But this is not this ain't the dating site. I'm taken. Sorry. I don't know. This is kind of interesting there. Anyway, let's move on. You can also screen print to look like embroidery. Yes, I've done that. You can screen print to look like embroidery, but again, you got to deal with artwork. You can DTF that looks like embroidery. You can DTG like embroidery. You can, yeah. Only thing you need is that digitized image. That's all. Cat side of the bag. Only thing you gotta do, get your image digitized, take the PNG, print it out. Easy. Okay, what would you advise on embroidery? The prices for commercial printers are way too high, especially in Africa. Would you advise on non-commercial types? Okay, if you're in Africa, and obviously you're far away, so price is a huge concern, especially when it comes to importing your stuff, because once you import it, you probably got to pay duty and all that. So if you want to get into embroidery and you want to work your way up, just do what I did. Get a brother. But let me ask you a question. Eagles Media Namibia, shout out to Namibia. If you are, what do you want to do with your embroidery? Do you plan on doing like full front shirts? Do you want to do, are you comfortable with starting off with just left chest, just small pieces, patches? If so, just get a Brother SC600 or a PE800. It's a single needle machine. It's not fast like the multi-needle. It's not as efficient as the multi-needle, but it might be in your budget. It might not cost a lot to get to Africa. It might not cost as much to get to Africa, and you can work your way up from that machine. That's what I did. I mean, when I started, I couldn't afford a big machine. To me, it was unattainable. It was something that I had no idea how I was going to get to that point. But I just kept on doing and selling stuff with my Silhouette Cameo and my single needle embroidery machine. And next thing you know, I was able to get one. It was honestly through multiple streams. You got to like do a bunch of different things, and eventually you'll be able to get whatever you want, to be honest. T3 Custom Creations. Oh man. Eco solvent and UV printing. Okay. Guys, in the chat, what are your thoughts on UV printers? What are your thoughts on UV printers? In the chat, please. Chime in. Okay. This is my thing on UV printers. Never have I ever had a customer say, I want a UV shirt. I want an image. I want my image to have that ultraviolet light reflective on it. I think that there's a time and place for everything. And if you buy a UV printer, this is just me personally. Doesn't mean I'm right. This is my opinion. I would not buy a UV printer because the UV part of it, it's like, picture you make a batch of UV shirts, right? With that shiny ultraviolet effect on it. How many people you think are going to come in your shop and buy that? Or how many people you think are going to, they might buy it because it's cool, I guess, but I can't see the investment being worth it. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get one. It just, I don't see it. If I want that, I'll get a transfer made by somebody who has a UV printer or something like that. But investing in a UV printer, I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me. Okay. Hello, greetings from the great Navajo Nation. Oh my gosh, I feel special. Navajo Nation's in the building. All right, Navajo Nation gets some. Hold on. What I got from Navajo Nation? Okay, nothing right now. I can't find my effects. Sorry about that, guys. Where's my air horn? Oh, where's my air horn at? Oh God. All right, I get it together one day. All right, I'm loving the DTF sublimation and embroidery printing since 2005. Enjoying. That's awesome. Which machine? Levite Apparel is in the back. Okay, so in the back we have the Ender. What is this called? It's called the Ender 3. Ender 3, printing something on it, 3D printer. And this one right here, going fast as heck, that one is called the Bamboo X1 Carbon 3D printer. They're all printing stuff up. We're not going to talk about what we're printing up. We're printing stuff up. All right. I just got myself a Brother PP. Oh, you got the sketch to make small items and play with embroidery. Okay. Kelly in Texas. What do you think about that machine? The Brother sketch. I was excited when I first saw it, but I think that what the machine could have been, I think they dropped the ball. I really think Brother dropped the ball on that machine. They should have left it open and let you have the ability to put a memory card inside in just a PES design, and I think that machine would have flew off the shelves. But because they forced you to have to use their proprietary application, I think they missed the mark. I think they messed up. I don't know how the machine is selling. I hope the brother's doing good selling their machines, but, and I know why they did it. It's just like every company is like kind of like making you have to stay involved with their ecosystem. And it's for dollars, of course, but it's not in the best interest of us as a consumer. If it was in the best interest of us, they should have just left it open so you can put your thumb drive in and put whatever design you want in there within that 4x4 inch frame. That'd have been, I don't know. I think that machine would have been way more successful if they'd have made it a Brother SE600 just with that form factor of the multi-needle. But they already have something like that. What's the machine called? The PE, or I don't know, Brother. Hold on, let's find it on the internet. Brother, single needle embroidery machine. There it is, right there. This is the one I'm talking about right here. This one right here, the Brother PRS 100. Okay, it makes sense now. I know why they didn't do it. They didn't do it because they already have a machine like that, and this is it. They already have a machine that does that. So it would have been redundant for them to make another machine like this because they already have one. So yeah, they already have one that does that. So it would have been redundant to make this machine in a smaller form factor, basically. So yeah, that answers my question. So that sketch machine is to keep you entangled in their ecosystem so you can keep on spending your money with them. I don't know. Kelly, how do you feel about that machine? I'm a YouTuber. I'm doing vlogs and go places like show people real me, and I'm sorry for a lot of questions, and I want to know your personal opinion, and thank you. Alyssa, ask any question that you want to know, and I'm going to answer, all right? Ask any question you want to know. Ask away, Alyssa. I appreciate you being here. Please subscribe. I'm going to check out your channel also after I get off of this live, okay? So, where are you from, Alyssa? Kelly in Texas. I got the SE600 and binge watch A-Dubb's videos. Yo, I appreciate that, man. T3 Customs, Custom Creations. Just subscribe to your channel. I'm loving it. I'm a screen printer and I need to venture into DTF. What's your advice between the XP600 and the VSI X3200 print heads as a beginner? Okay. So, on my channel, I always say that I do not give advice about equipment that I don't have. I know you're asking about print heads, but I don't have enough information on those two specific types of print heads to give you a valid answer that you can go off of, right? Unless I have a piece of equipment, I'm not one of those YouTubers. I'm not one of those influencers. I'm not one of those people that talk about what's the best this or that if I don't have that. I can only talk about this. And my opinion should only matter about this because this is the only things that I use, right? You got people out here making videos on this machine and that machine, that machine, that machine, and they don't have all those machines. So in my opinion, their opinions are just that, they're opinions. You can't give a solid piece of advice and tell somebody what to get and what not to get if you don't have those machines. That's just my opinion. So I can't give you any advice on the best print head because I don't really deal with buying different print heads and stuff like that. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So on UV printer, I think it doesn't work with t-shirts. It is much more for flat surfaces, like say print on pens, laptop surfaces, etc. Like you said, just depends on what you need, what your need is. Screen is small. I don't know. Fidel says, Fidel always talks about UV printer. UV printers. Fidel says, if I had to choose, I would definitely get the best top tier printer that has all the features. I don't know UV printing on this same fabric. I thought it was for labels, plastics, metals, glass. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a UV printer. I can't give advice on a UV printer, but I do see videos. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? I think I'm talking about those fluorescent DTF printers. Is that what I'm talking about? I think I'm talking about those. They're UV printers, right? Those fluorescent. Okay, here we go. All right. Glad I have my handy dandy iPad. UV. On shirts. All right, let's see if anything came up. Can UV print on t-shirts? We did a test. Okay, yeah. Okay, so UV is for hard surfaces. UV printing on HTV is possible. That's on HTV. Okay, so you don't UV print specifically on garments. Okay, I'm learning. It's a new technology, right? Ultra violet on shirts. It's UV printing. Glow in the dark. Neon and fluorescent colors. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think if you have like one of those things that print like fluorescent colors and neons, I think it's very niche. I don't think like your business is going to explode if you get one of those that's able to do those fluorescent colors. I don't know. I don't see people on a day-to-day basis walking around with a bunch of fluorescent colors on their garments. You guys can chime in, please. But we're trying to make money here, trying to have successful businesses, and we're trying to make purchases that make sense. Okay. Or you can get an embroidery machine from China. That's true. That's true. A lot of people try to knock China and be like, oh, you're going to get that old Chinese crap. What they don't realize is the majority of everything comes from China. So when I see those comments, I just laugh. It's laughable. It's silly. It's ridiculous. And it makes no sense. Every country makes good products and bad products. It's just that they think that some people equate China products to being bad because they produce so much, right? There's so many good things that China produces, but yet they'll say stuff like Chinese knockoff, right? That's like derogatory. It's like, why do you equate something being knockoff to Chinese? They make knockoff stuff in other countries too. A lot of other countries. But the fact is, China produces almost everything. So good and bad. So it's like, I don't know. I digress. All right. I need to check it out. If you're in Africa, I am not in Africa. I would like to visit Africa one day. What country in Africa are you in, Umar? What country in Africa are you in? Levi Apparel says, bro, we are twinsies. I just got a 3-year printer today. Which one did you get, bro? I agree. The brother sketch is too limited. There is no growing potential. Yeah, you can't do enough. All right. What would you recommend to upgrade to from the Prestige A3? I need something faster that can print multiple images and gang sheets. Keep in mind, I'm not Bill Gates. All right, where do I start? You got good credit? All right, this is the way I see it. You said you want to be able to print gang sheets and you want something that prints a little larger. So unfortunately, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. There's no way once you venture off into the larger prints, you're going to have to spend some money. I would say the R2, but you said you want to print gang sheets. The R2 is still, I think you still got that 13-inch wide thing there. Hold on, well, let's look at it. R2 DTF printer. Boom. All right. Nope, that's a video. We don't want the video. We want to go to a website and see some specs. All right, let's go to All American Print Supply Co. All right, let's go to All American Print Supply Co. Oh, I'm on. Oh, that's why I'm not nothing coming up. I'm on YouTube typing this stuff in. Yo, this thing is so fast. Type that in all wrong. All right. Here we go. All right. So we're going to go to All American Print Supply Co.'s website. All right. So look at, okay. So let's go to shop. Let's go to equipment. Let's go to DTF equipment. No, we should have went to printers, right? Printer, DTF. All right, R2. Let's see how wide the R2 prints. I think it's 13-inch. I'm not sure. Might be wrong. I might be wrong. Let's see. How wide does this thing print? All right. Max film width. 13 inches wide. There you go. Right here in the middle of the page. 13 inches wide. So you're going to need something bigger. You could get the L2, but once again, I can only give you information on the things that I have and that I use. And I love my Racoma Revel 2402T. Love that machine. But you're going to have to spend some money. Yeah, so that's your option. If you have good credit, you can always finance it. I would not advise you to go into debt unless you have the business for it. All right? Very, very important, guys. Do not buy any pieces of expensive equipment unless you have the means to pay for it on a month-to-month basis if you are financing. It doesn't make any sense, right? Love these things. Oh my gosh. I really should download this software on my iPad so you guys can look at this stuff. Because you can, let me see. Let me see something. Because you can look inside of this right from the phone. Look at this. That's the inside of that right there. That's the inside of that printer. Crazy, right? Crazy. Insane. I'm absolutely in love with this thing. Anyhow, let's see. Kelly, it has great components for a newbie to embroidery. The free arm auto cuts. Oh, that's dope. The free arm auto cuts. That's a good feature. I'm not too thrown off by the app issue because so far it is helping me learn. Who knows what? Who knows? It may get me hooked. Yeah. For $500, it's not bad to learn. You're right. My only reservation is I learned on a Brother SE600, and I had a whole lot more versatility with the Brother SE600. So that's my only reservation on that machine. Guys, hit the thumbs up button as you guys are coming in. Alyssa says she's from the United States. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Kelly says she loves the content. I appreciate you so much. Guys, now's the time if you have any questions to ask me. Glad said, I'm proud to see your come up. Makes me want to keep grinding. I appreciate that, custom by Kino. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I'm be honest with you. Never thought that it would happen, but I believed that it could happen, and I tried, and I'm not done trying yet. This is just the beginning. This is still just the beginning. Listen, when you have a goal in life, right, and you achieve that goal, you got to set a new goal because your clock is still ticking. You're still alive, so you should always strive to get to the next level. And while you're striving, there's always going to be hurdles. There's always going to be complications. There's always going to be difficulties. There's always going to be, I like to say, I use this analogy a lot. People want to see you make it until you start making it. That's not how I say it, but that's not how I normally say it. That's not. Yeah, people want to see you win until you start winning. People want to see you win until you start winning. In the chat, am I lying? People want to see you win until you start winning. Until you start winning. Am I lying? In the chat. In the chat. Peace, love, and positive energy to everyone. See, the thing is, with me, I believe that my mission really is to not only inspire, because I don't look at myself as an inspiration. I guess now, because you can look back where I was into where I am now, I guess, but I still don't feel like I've done anything of huge significance besides just make a bunch of videos teaching people how to do stuff, which that's my biggest accomplishment. I go to conventions and I go to like summits and stuff like that, and people tell me how much I help them and what I help them learn how to do, and that's my biggest accomplishment out of everything. It's not stuff, not how many embroidery machines I have, not any of that. Material stuff means absolutely nothing. That good feeling inside and knowing that you help somebody else be able to put some food on their table, that's that shit. That's it. That's why when I say stuff like, hey guys, I'm gonna keep my DTF prices low because I know right now everybody's going through some financial turmoil, right? It's rough right now. Look, in a few years, nobody will be able to afford a house. Prices, inflation is going through the roof. Salaries are not rising, keeping up with inflation. Buying a car right now is higher than it's ever been. Everything is just ridiculous, and everybody's just trying to get ahead, right? So our jobs is, as we make progress in life, you got to leave some breadcrumbs for somebody else so they can pull themselves up. learning from you, so they don't have to go through the same trials and tribulations that you went through. You know what I mean? UV is like most methods. I'm assuming you meant most. There is a different kind of UV printer for different situations. Okay. Yes, the R2 is 13-inch. Yeah. So I would advise you, the best way I can advise is to get the Racoma Revel 2402. I know it works. I use it almost every day. All right. What do you do in life between YouTube stuff in your personal life? And do you have kids and Alyssa, you're hilarious. Can't make this stuff up. I do a lot. I make music. That's what I do when I'm not making YouTube videos. I make music and I play with my 3D printers. Yeah. Have you printed any of your embroidery designs, PNGs, with your Racoma printer? Yeah. Let me answer that question right. My Racoma printer. I have not printed any of my PNGs with my DTF printer, no. But I have printed the embroidered PNGs on my DTG machine. So I've done that. And as a matter of fact, A-Dubb Productions embroidery. Look. Boom. See this video right here? How to print embroidery with no embroidery machine. Made that video. All right. How to print embroidery with no embroidery machine. Made that video a few months ago. Last year sometime. See that image right there? That's a PNG of an embroidery. So yeah, I've done that before. I did it on DTG. And let's get a close-up of how that came out. Will it play? Connected to AirPlay. Oh, it's playing on... You guys can see it, but I can't see it. Interesting. All right. So, yeah. There you go. PNG embroidery out of the DTG machine. So, yeah. Yeah, I've done that before. Did that a while ago. Made a video on it. Maryland. Sierra Leone. That's what's up. If you live in Africa, you can order embroidery machines from Africa. They make embroidery machines in Africa? I'm not sure. I don't know. Please forgive my ignorance. I did not know that they manufacture embroidery machines in Africa. Probably so, but I didn't know that. So do you think they really wanted you to win? So I think that what people do, I don't think it's an intentional thing. I think it's a psychological thing. Because I genuinely feel like people mean well. But I think they'll offer support to a certain extent, and then after they feel like they've given you enough support, after they feel like you've made it to a point where you've made it, I guess, then they kind of like dial back their support a little bit and start going elsewhere. But they'll still come around and get what they need from you, if that makes any sense. And I don't think it's all the way intentional. I think it's a psychological thing, because I don't want to say that. Okay. I don't want to say that people don't want to see you doing better than them. It's just that everybody doesn't know everybody's motive. And me personally, I know that I have to do more. I have to do more because of the things that I want to accomplish for other people. So I have no choice in life but to keep on going and to keep on growing, because if I don't, then I can't do for other people. And I know that I have to get bigger and better in order to do what I need to do for other people. So no breaks. No. When the support stopped, because a lot of my support has stopped, and a lot of my support is still here. You guys are here, right? But that doesn't mean anything. I'm just a regular person, and I was making YouTube videos when nobody was watching my videos. So if nobody's watching my videos now, I'm okay, because I did this before. I know what it feels like already. So it's like, if nobody's watching videos, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Because I'm okay. I know what that felt like. It doesn't bother me. You know, it's just, as long as I can put out what I feel is necessary, and eventually maybe I'll gain some traction again. It's just, you know, so I don't know. Alan, you're 100% right about. Yeah, people get resentful. Is it resentful? Is it jealous? Is it envious? I don't know. It's almost like when you make it to a certain point, you have to pretend like you're not there, right? You have to, people like to use the word humble. You have to be humble. I want you guys to check something out real fast. Face ID. You have to be humble when you achieve a certain amount of success, because people want you to be humble. There's different definitions of humble, but I want you guys to look at the definition of humble right here. Humble, not proud. That's what I see. But then there's also not arrogant. But what sticks out to me is not proud. And look at definition number 3. Ranking low in the hierarchy or scale. Insignificant. Unpretentious. Not costly or luxurious. Reflecting, expressing, or offering in a spirit of deference or submission. All right. So out of all of that, I only see one positive. I see not arrogant or assertive. Other than that, not proud. I cannot be humble because I'm always proud. I can't be humble. I'm always proud. So I don't like when somebody says, be humble, remain humble. No, thank you. I don't want to be not proud. I don't want to rank low in the hierarchy. Is it me? Guys, I don't like when people tell me to be humble. Did you look at this definition? Like, I don't want to be humble. I don't want to, right? I agree with the not be arrogant part, but in this social media age that we live in, you have to be proud of yourself. You have to think highly of yourself. If I didn't have some level of arrogance, I wouldn't be able to get on this mic, get in front of this camera with my gray hairs out, and not give a crap what anybody says about my appearance, right? You have to have some type of confidence, some type of arrogance to do this, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to do it, right? What I do involves getting in front of a group of people. I can't be not proud and stand in front of a large audience, and I gotta have some type of authority. So, yeah, be humble is not for me. Gavin says, what's my purpose? What's your purpose for doing what you're doing? My purpose at this present moment, I have two purposes, right? In what order would I put my purposes? To leave a legacy and to be able to secure some type of financial stability for my family. Secondly, that's number one. Secondly, to be able to help other people and show other people that no matter how bad your situation might be, this might be an option for you to get yourself out of that situation. And not only can I talk about it, but I show you. Go back to my first YouTube videos. Go back to when I unboxed the Cameo. Go back to when I unboxed the Brother SC600. You can see it. You can see the growth. You can see where I started. You can see where I am now. And you can see where I'm going to, right? So it's like, it's all documented. And that's very, very important to not just talk about it, but to show it, right? So yeah, that's my objective in doing what I do. And I kind of like do that on a day-to-day basis, including when I price products on my website. I want people to be able to afford the things, and I want people to be able to certain items buy and resell, right? Like transfers and stuff like that. I want you to be able to make a profit when you buy a transfer from my website and you press it on a shirt. I want you to make a significant profit, because every purchase, I believe, has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, you shouldn't purchase it. So I do remember your old videos, sewing and your first embroidery machine. Glue, paper, scissors has been around for a while. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I can always be proud without arrogance and pretentiousness. Exactly. Especially when you've worked so hard. So that's a good point. From the outside looking in, it can appear a certain way, especially if somebody who hasn't watched my previous videos and saw where I was, but they just see what the video content is and what's going on in the video now. It's easy for them to say I'm arrogant or something like that, but knowing everything that I've been through and all the struggles I've had and how difficult it was to achieve some of the things that I've achieved, and oh my gosh, just thinking about it is like, I have videos on my YouTube channel where I was a full-time Uber driver. And guess what? I wanted to make YouTube videos. I didn't have time to make YouTube videos. So I stuck a camera on the front of my dashboard and started recording my Uber rides and uploading them to YouTube. If that's not determination. I remember several times like getting up early in the morning to go drive. I'm talking like 4 a.m. driving to pick somebody up and thinking to myself, how the hell am I going to get out of this situation? Because sometimes you can be doing something and feel trapped, right? It's not like I was driving Uber as an option. I had bills to pay, right? It's like by any means necessary type of situation. I had a mortgage. Guys, I made a video when I lost my job, right? I went from making over $120,000 a year to nothing. Good thing I had a nest egg and I was getting some unemployment. But when all that doesn't last forever. When that cut off, I went to driving Uber. And I was not gonna let my house go into foreclosure. When I lost my job at Amtrak, after, oh my gosh, my camera just died. Interesting, but I'm still live. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna change my I'm still live. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna change my my battery, and I'll be right back. Give me a second. I gotta run upstairs and get another battery. Sorry about that. All right, pause. Hold tight. I got a story for you guys. Hold on. Oh, I don't have to go upstairs. I got another battery right here. All right. One second. I don't know why my battery would die because I have the camera plugged in. It's kind of ridiculous. This always happens to me on my lives, and you want to know why? Because when it starts to get good, the devil always has a plan, and this is a prime example of how my life has been. Prime example. It's always some type of sabotage. There's always some type of something to overcome, right? The devil does not want you guys to hear this message, man. But guess what? Never gonna win. Never gonna win. Always have a backup to a backup to your backup. And when you get discouraged, never let the devil win. All right? Always try. Always try. All right. So I was determined to not be one of those people who lets their house go into foreclosure. And I always thought to myself in life, if I'm ever in a position where I have to put my pride to the side in order to survive, I'm going to do what I need to do. As far as like, if I need to go work at McDonald's, if I need to, so be it. I'll go work at McDonald's so that I can feed myself and take care of my family, whatever. I'm going to do what I need to do. So here I am driving Uber after I lost my job, after over 20 years of working for Amtrak. I got disqualified from my $120,000 a year position for being colorblind. Keep in mind, I've been colorblind my whole life. Keep in mind, I've been colorblind my whole life. Check this out, right? Let me find this video. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna take a second, but it's gonna blow your mind, guys. Okay, so I got disqualified. I've been telling myself for years, I need to make a video out of this to expose this place, but it's not that serious to me. I don't stand to gain anything from it. I'm gonna send this to my iPad. Send this video to my iPad real fast, because I want you guys to see this, because this is very, very important. I want you guys to see this. All right. This is how you know. Come on, transfer, bro. All right, here we go. All right, so check this out. Let me rewind the video. All right, you ready? I got disqualified from my position at Amtrak for being colorblind. And I was a conductor on trains collecting tickets. Being able to distinguish certain shades like reds and browns didn't even come into play when it came to my job. I've never got disqualified. I've never got in trouble. I've never got reprimanded for doing anything wrong. Backed up trains, did a bunch of stuff with trains for over 20 years. Never had any issues at all. They disqualified me for being colorblind. Months and months and months go by, and they assign me to this position as what's called a block operator, and then I end up here. I end up here. That was my trainer at the time, looking at a board full of colors. And this is where Amtrak put me. They put me as a block operator, and my main job was to control train traffic looking at a board full of colors. You can't make this shit up. So can you imagine how depressed I was in that situation? I'm like, are these people playing tricks on me? Like, is this somebody in an office somewhere laughing at my dumbass? Like, is this really happening? This can't be life right now. So I lost $120,000 a year, job that I loved. I loved interacting with my passengers, making jokes, getting on the loudspeaker, brightening up people's day. You know what I mean? Great job. This in a dungeon, I would never have picked this job for myself. I would never apply to be a block operator. But because I was in a situation where I needed a better job, I guess, I said, okay, I'll try this block operator thing. And then when I tried the block operator thing, I end up here after training for months and months and months. And look, my trainer's playing video games. You see that? See that? That's how much of a joke Amtrak is. So I started off Amtrak as a reservation sales agent, taking phone calls for the 1-800 number and call and make reservations. Then I got out of the call center and I was a station cleaner. Then I ended up in New York as a ticket agent. So my last position when I resigned for Amtrak and went full-time YouTuber was a ticket agent. So I went back to being a ticket agent. But the thing I did the longest was a conductor. And I think I was a conductor for a total of maybe like 17 or 18 of my 20 years at Amtrak. I got my 20-year ring upstairs, my 15-year ring also. So, yeah, that's tough. It's one thing to not have, but it's totally different to go from having abundance back to not having. But it takes a certain type of special individual that has perseverance to endure the ride up and down and up and down and up and down. You know what I mean? And you really start to put things in perspective and understanding what's important in life versus what really doesn't mean anything. And you really start to understand how valuable it is to offer other people an alternative to their situation because of everything that you've been through. And that's what people don't understand about me. Like, ain't no stopping, ain't no breaks. Like, you can't break me. You can't tell me to be humble. You can't tell me how to wear my hat. You can't take a job away from me. There's nothing you can do to me to stop this. They've tried everything already. can't racism me. I don't care about that. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You can't tell me I'm too old. I don't care about that. You can't tell me I'm ugly. I don't care about that. It's not important to me. I don't come on YouTube all crispy haircut. That don't matter to me. What matters to me is doing what's important to me and telling you the truth, whether you like it or not. That's why people say, oh, you're a Recoma influencer. You're just saying this stuff because you're an influencer. No, I'm saying this stuff because it's what worked for me. And I know that it can work for you. Why? Because I'm just a regular guy and it worked for me. Simple as that. All right, we're about to end this live, guys. God knew where you needed to be, but he had to make you get to this point. It's pretty amazing like that. Amen to that. Amen to that. That ain't nothing but the truth. Sometimes you have to go through a little something in order for you to, be able to shed your light on somebody else. You know what I mean? So I moved to Texas to help my mom in California. It cost me a lot, but it will be worth it. It definitely just spending time with your loved ones as they age. We all got our expiration date, and you'll never be able to replace those moments. Like, they really matter, important. And that's another thing. It's like when you're at a job you just don't know how much that job as a conductor took out of my life. That job with Amtrak, period, took out of my life. So much sacrifice. It's like, it's one of those places where you have to build your seniority up to hold a steady position. And out of the 20 years that I was there, in the position that I liked the most, the conductor position, I was just getting to the point where my seniority allowed me to hold a decent job with decent hours that allowed me to do certain things in life, like enjoy my son's birthday, or be at home on Christmas with my family, or go out with my friends. The whole 17 or so years, or 18 going on to the 20 years, that whole time I'm on call, I'm working nights, I'm sacrificing my health, I'm eating like trash because I don't have enough time to prepare my meals. I'm losing out on opportunities. I'm losing friends. I'm losing possible relationships because people that are not in your shoes don't understand that, I got to go to work right now. I'm on call. They just called me. I got to leave in 2 hours to be in New York. They don't, that's not their reality. So they don't get it. They don't have to get it because they're not obligated to get it. Right. So it's like, I sacrificed so much, and to have that taken away from me after giving them so many years of my life, knowing what I gave up. You talking about hurt? Bro, you have no idea. I sat on a couch depressed in my living room for like 2 months, doing absolutely nothing on my couch, depressed. Let me stop. All right, I'm gonna leave right there because Jesus Christ. Whew. No, it's not a Bella hoodie. It's a Lane 7 hoodie. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys on the next slide.